Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Moscow, and today we are out again doing another video on 3 tools that make it much easier for me to garden. I'd already done one like this, and I had some more things that I wanted to go over, so I thought I'd break down 3 more things that make it easier for me to garden because I'm lazy. Let me go ahead and do my snake check. Y'all know. So we're out here today. The reason I find this to be super important, I live in East Tennessee. I garden in a zone 7B, and it's hot out here, and I'm lazy, but I want to grow things. And so you got to find the right tools for the right job. I was like in my 30s before I realized that you really needed to spend money on the right tools, that you wouldn't be miserable out in the garden or anywhere doing any kind of manual labor. And my husband is really into having the right tools, so I would like to credit him with that, but I don't want to, I don't want it to go to his head or anything. But in any case, so these are 3 tools that make it easier. The first one I want to talk about is not actually in this picture, but it's all around me. And that would be drip irrigation. So I have a job where I work over 40 hours a week. My husband works over 40 hours a week on average as well. And we have 2 kids and a house, and I like to cook, and we had dogs. We're going to get more dogs. Like, to say that we don't have time is an understatement. Time is the biggest commodity for us. So drip irrigation, I have installed it pretty much everywhere I have plants and have access to it. Everywhere that I have plants, I don't have to hand water anything. Another thing is we love to travel, okay? And while I'm gone, I can't come out here and weed, but I can make sure everything's getting watered so nothing just completely dies on us. Drip irrigation, when I first thought about getting drip irrigation, I thought it was going to be this gigantic money investment, and it actually was a lot less than I thought it was going to be. Like, really, a couple $100s can get you going on some drip irrigation, and if you're just doing like containers, it's going to be a lot less than that. But you can do, I've done drip tape, I've done drip tubing. It is something that you have to maintain all the time. You got to keep an eye on it, but it will automatically water for you. Like, I feel like I replace the timers on my drip every single year. They seem, even though I take them off in the winter, they just seem to not work the next year. I've thought about getting that Ratio app, but that seems like a lot of work. And if my production garden ends up down the hill, I won't have access to Wi-Fi. So I think that would be prevalent or like a needed thing. But things like supertunias. Supertunias are going to need water every single day. On my long weeks, I work 12-hour days. There's a good possibility that I'm just going to be too lazy when I get home to go hand water everything. Also, my water hose I have 2 now, are not always, I don't want to unroll that water hose over there. We'll get to this one in a minute. But that's the one that's closer to things, and drape it around all the crap and take the plant. I don't want to do all that. Like, I don't want to mess with the hose. So drip irrigation is really the only way to go. Again, out here where we've got, production crops growing, if they didn't get water, it would kind of be the end of that. And in fact, they weren't getting enough water. I will water my plant hordes, so plants that I have purchased but are not in the ground yet, on a daily basis, but I am not going to go out and water my whole production garden by myself. Again, if you work 12-hour days, and I work a 12-hour day, and I live an hour from where I work. So you can imagine that by the time I get home, I'm not doing it. I also do wake up at 4:30 in the morning so that I can get ready and come out here and weed the production garden before I go to work, at least 1 row. If I don't get like trapped on my phone and waste all that time and then feel really stupid for wasting all the time. But that's neither here nor there. So things being able to be watered automatically and being able to adjust the water by pushing buttons. I will say a drawback to it is that, again, you do have to maintenance it on a regular basis. You're not just going to be able to put it in and be like, it waters forever. Like, things get plugged or disconnected and whatever, so you have to keep an eye on it. But especially if you're going to have some of these really, really water-hungry plants like supertunias or sweet potato vines, you need to have them on drip, make your life easier. And again, if you're concerned, I have some videos on my channel about drip irrigation. I will link them down below. But that has been the biggest game changer for me to get to gardening, is being able to have it automatically water for me. And when I'm working late hours or we're on vacation, as we often will be, it's watering. things may not be getting weeded, things may not be getting deadheaded, but they're not dying. They're getting watered. Again, pretty sure this corrugated metal is really cool on the side of my house. I love that my house is like this modern log cabin. It's really cool. The stuff lives in it. Like there's for sure chipmunks that live in it, stuff lives in it. And that's really frustrating. When we first moved here, like snakes were living in it. And again, how I feel about snakes. And they would be dangling over the door for me to go in, and I'd be hollering at my husband like, help, like a poor damsel in distress type. And that's not my normal. I'm one of those women that's real hard to deal with because I won't let anybody help me. This is getting out of control. Okay, so that to say, I don't know. Tangent. Gosh, I ramble. Anyhow, drip irrigation. Drip irrigation. If you're intimidated by it, I do have videos on it. It's super easy. If I can do it, you totally can do it. And like I say, even if you just have containers on your porch, just to be able to always have them have water is going to be a game changer for you. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is this Hula Hoe. Okay, I got this year on Amazon. I will link it down below. This is the way. This is the way. This is what you need to be weeding your production garden. You just do one of these numbers on the ground, and it cuts the roots off. It does cut the weeds off at the surface, but it does get them under control pretty quick. Again, I'm one of these people that, especially in the production area, it doesn't have to be 100%. I'd love it to be 100% tidy, but I don't have that kind of time and energy to dedicate to it. So if I can get it like 70% all the time, that's what I'm going for. So Hula Hoe. This is not expensive. It really, really does a good job with minimal effort. It really will, like, very quickly get rid of some weeds, and in large quantities too. So if you've got like a lot of little weeds, again, if I didn't have straw back there, I would just the ground in between each one. We're getting a package. It's new pots. Jason wanted some new non-stick pots because our non-stick pots aren't non-stick anymore. I think I may have startled that person because I'm kind of over here beside the house in the shade because there's not a whole lot of shade out. It's like 79 degrees, feels like lava. And she was like, you came out of nowhere. So anyhow, Hula Hoe. If I did not have straw in between the rows, I would just be Hula Hoeing or using my weed blowtorch, just depending on how close the plants were to the edge of the thing. So that's Hula Hoe. Yep. I really like this thing. When I first got it, I didn't know I'd like it so much, but this is what, when I come up in the morning after I wake up at 4:30, I come out here and I just grab my Hula Hoe and I just chop stuff down basically and go on about my business. The final thing I want to talk about today is probably my favorite, and it is something that I waited a while to get. It's my hose link. Okay. This right here is a game changer. Like, there are some things that change your life, and this is one of them. This thing is expensive. It is not cheap, okay? You are not gonna get this with an extra 20 bucks, okay? But what it is you pull it out and it stays out like so. It'll like click. It stays out, you do your watering, you give it a little tug, and then it retracts itself in. I hate rolling up a hose. I hate it with a fiery passion. And that's what we've got one, the other hose that we've got, which is, you know, next to the stairs over there, is an old-fashioned roll-up hose. But when I go to fertilize, I just pull this guy out, handle my business, and put him back. And it is really minimal to no effort. My kids can now roll up the hose by themselves because they like to play in the water and like to play in the hose, and we do ask that they roll it up when they get done because it is a beast to roll up that other hose. Rolling up a hose is for the birds. It sucks. I am not strong enough to do it. I hate it. So, hose link. I cannot say enough about this and how impressed I am with it. They are not cheap. I do like that they come in gray now. They used to just be in white, but they are not cheap. But so worth it. Do yourself a favor if you don't buy anything from any one of these videos. cart or hose link. I don't know. They're all really good tools. I'm going to be honest with you. But this thing will make it so much easier for you to use your water hose and make it so much. Because, like, have you ever been like, oh, I need to water stuff. I'm going to have to roll up the hose. Maybe it won't die by tomorrow. If you've ever done that, you need one of these because you will never not water again because of that. Because it's right here. It's like 80 feet for most yards. That's a good distance. Like, it's fantastic. You really, 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 really need one of these. They're super durable, and it comes off of its little thing. So at the end of the season, I can just pull the whole thing up and carry it in the garage, which I find to be excellent. And like I say, it just rolls itself back up. Like, so good, and it's so easy to use. This, I would say, was worth every penny. Again, I waited several years before I would break down and buy this because I felt like it was so much money and I just needed to quit being a pain in the butt and just roll my own hose up. But this, so worth it. I'm so glad that I bought it. So anyhow, that's just 3 more tools. Comment below. I will try to link below all of these items. Comment below the things that make gardening for you the easiest. If you have any of these, if you agree, if you disagree, let's all learn all the things. This channel is all about us sharing information so that we can try this stuff out. There's not one way to garden, and we're all about just sharing and trying things together. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.